As both of them approach each other, Ju Young thanks him for his efforts against eliminating their enemies and informs him that the captain was very pleased with his accomplishments. To which Lao Gao tells him he was only doing his job and thanks the whole Blizzard City for recognizing them. After the greetings, Ju Young informs him that they will be leaving first, so he should head out to get some rest. And after he is ready, he needs to go and see the commander who has been waiting for him. After Ju Young leaves, he spots Bailey in the crowd and calls out to him. Seeing this, Bailey tells Jang Yi to follow him as he wants to introduce both of them to each other. As they make their way through the crowds, everyone present looking at Jang Yi wonders who this person is, with Bailey Chongqing of the Black Robe team. Someone in the crowd comments that the Black Robe team is also half defunct now, just like the Celestial team. As they approach Lao Gao, he gives Bailey a hug, and Bailey congratulates him on a successful mission and asks if he encountered any trouble during his trip to Baiting Lake. To which Lao Gao informs him that fortunately they didn't face any serious trouble this time, as the mutant that they faced was powerful, but he wasn't very smart. And the reason it took them longer than expected was because this mutant had a lot of followers, so they had to take care of all of them before coming back. After that, he asks about our hero's identity, and Bailey introduces him to Lao Gao and tells him his name is Jang Yi, who is from Tianhai City. He says that his story is very long, so they should head back, after which he will tell him everything about him. Hearing that, both of them shake hands, and Gao Chongkong introduces himself to Jang Yi as the captain of the Samsara team and hears Jang Yi saying that he had long admired his name. After the introductions, Jang Yi looks at the whole team and realizes that the team consists of 9 mutants, and the 2 standing alongside him are his deputy captains. Meanwhile, Lao Gao was thanking the crowd for showing all their love and support towards them, and seeing him waving at them, the crowd goes wild and starts to cheer for him. While Jang Yi was looking at all of this and was thinking that it is true that the most fearless person is the ignorant one who is stuck in his old ways and always carries an arrogant heart and despises his opponent. But little does that person know that ignorance will be his downfall. After they were done with everything, Lao Gao tells Bailey that he will head to the headquarters to report the mission to the commander, and after that, they can find a place to have a drink, as he had been outside Blizzard City for so long and wanted to catch up to everything. Hearing that, Bailey asked if he wasn't informed of all the events that happened in Blizzard City while he was absent, to which Lao Gao informs him that he does know a little bit about the situation, as the commander told him about an eclipse group that they have to take out, but he does not know the details of what was actually going on and says that they should talk about this somewhere else. Hearing that, Bailey tells him that they can get together later and they can discuss everything in somewhere more private. The story fast forwards, and we see them all entering the car, preparing to leave. As they enter, Lao Gao inquires about the Eclipse group, and seeing them both acting this way, Jang Yi thinks that both of them have a really good relationship. Bailey informs Lao Gao that the mission was a chaos, as almost all the members of the Celestial team were wiped out and only 3 people survived the attack. Hearing that, Lao Gao was shocked and asks if Dang failed in the mission and perished by the hands of the Eclipse group. Bailey tells him yes and points towards Jang Yi, saying that when he meets the commander, he will tell him all the details of that day. But this person sitting behind them took out 4 members of the Eclipse group all by himself. Lao Gao turns towards Jang Yi in amazement, asking if it was really true. Jang Yi tries to downplay it, saying that 2 of the mutants were already injured, so it wasn't very hard to take care of them. Lao Gao, however, looks him in the eye and says, "Our country has vast territories, a prosperous population, and countless geniuses. It doesn't mean that only those born in big cities or with privileged backgrounds have powerful abilities. Jang Yi, don't underestimate yourself. Your potential is far greater than you realize." After that, he turns around and with a concerned look starts thinking that in order to join forces with the Eclipse group to overthrow the commander, they must first get rid of this troublesome guy. The story fast forwards, and we see the squad who had arrived outside a bar where Bailey was asking Gao about his report and comments that his meeting with the commander was rather quick, to which Gao tells them that the commander talks really quickly, so it didn't take him too long to report everything to him. Eventually, they arrive inside the bar, where they are greeted by the bartender. He welcomes Gao and congratulates him on his mission's success, and they notice that everyone present in the bar is looking at them. Gao is surprised to see how everyone in the bar is acting towards him, and hears the bartender saying that everyone is wishing him good luck in his upcoming mission to take out the Eclipse group. He tells him that he is the only hope the city has, As they are doing that, the bar manager also approaches them and thanks Gao for his work in keeping the city safe. He tells Gao that the drinks for this day are on the house for him and his friends. After that, they are seen sitting in a VIP area, where Gao tells Bailey that it feels weird being treated like this by everyone and asks why he wasn't treated like this in the past. To this, Bailey tells him that everyone has high hopes for him now, since he proved his strength in his previous mission. But Gao tells Bailey that wasn't the real reason. He says that with the defeat of the Celestial team at the hands of the Eclipse group, the whole city was panicking, and with him now back, all of them have their hopes pinned on him to take out the Eclipse group, so they made him the hero of Blizzard City. Hearing that, Bailey tells him that everyone was devastated by the news of Deng Shintong's defeat, along with many other elite mutants of their city, but now, with him back, things are starting to get back to normal. Gao turns towards Zhang Yi and informs him that the commander spoke highly of him, which was surprising, as from what he had heard, Zhang Yi must be on the level of the investigation captain or detachment leader in Yinyun's troops in Blizzard City. Hearing that, Zhang Yi starts to smile and tells Gao that it is a huge compliment that he compared his strength with his own. He tells him he still has a lot to learn, to which Gao comments that Zhang Yi is too humble. After that, both of them make a toast to their new friendship and drink their drinks. After that, Bailey asks Gao about his meeting with the commander and asks if he can fill him in on some of the details if it isn't too much trouble. Gao informs him that they didn't talk about much except for merging the Tenjin squad and the Black Robe squad to form the Tengu squad. After this, he turns towards Zhang Yi, saying that the captain told him that he very much hopes he will serve as the captain of the team. Hearing that, Zhang Yi tells him he has no intention of becoming a captain of the team, as he is just a mere warehouse manager in Tianhai City and doesn't have the leadership skills nor enough courage to lead troops in battle. He asks that now that Gao is back and already in charge of this operation, why doesn't he just manage the Tengu team as well? He is sure that, with all his experience from past missions, he would be an excellent commander of the Tengu team. Hearing that, Gao tells Zhang Yi that it isn't possible for him to lead the team, as the senior management would not be willing to hand over the Celestial team and the Black Robe team to him. Zhang Yi comments that it is such a shame, as he would have been an excellent captain for both teams. He asks if he could inquire about Gao's previous mission. Gao tells him it depends on what he wants to ask, as he can't relay the details of the mission to anyone but the commander himself. Hearing that, Zhang Yi asks that there are 6 investigation teams in the Jiangnan region, and they have been out on missions for a long time. Even after the appearance of the Eclipse group, none of the teams were recalled to take on this threat. He asks if their missions were much more important and dangerous compared to the Celestial team. Hearing that, Gao starts to smile and explains that every mission is unique in its own way, and the teams sent out to complete these missions are chosen according to the type and difficulty of the mission. He tells Zhang Yi that in his recent mission, their team was sent out to neutralize mutated beasts that were occupying the 5 cities around Biting Lake. These cities contained tribes of the beasts, and it took them 3 months to take down these tribes and free the cities from the mutated monsters. Hearing that, Zhang Yi is amazed that this person went against massive beast tribes and managed to neutralize them. He asks if the other teams are also taking on such dangerous tasks, and hears him say that their missions are of similar difficulty on a city scale. After this, Zhang Yi raises his glass for Gao's mission's success and wishes him good luck in his fight against the Eclipse group. Bailey also joins in and hopes that they can make the world a better place through their future cooperation.